Hollywood gave these legendary stars worldwide fame, standing ovations, and careers that shaped entertainment history. Yet behind the cameras, many faced impossible choices, carefully protecting deeply personal truths in an era when one revelation could destroy everything they had built. In this countdown, we'll explore the remarkable lives of 8 unforgettable Jewish Hollywood icons, separating documented history from long-standing speculation while uncovering the courage, sacrifice, and hidden struggles that existed behind their extraordinary public legacies. How do you become one of America's greatest musical visionaries while feeling unable to reveal every part of your identity? Leonard Bernstein accomplished what few artists in history ever achieved, bringing classical music into millions of homes with unmatched passion and charisma. According to the source, born in 1918 to Ukrainian Jewish immigrant parents, he became the first American-born music director of the New York Philharmonic, symbolizing a new era of American cultural confidence. Through his celebrated young people's concerts, Bernstein inspired generations to appreciate classical music, while masterpieces such as West Side Story and works influenced by his Jewish heritage secured his place among the 20th century's most influential composers and conductors. Away from the spotlight, however, the source portrays a far more complex personal journey. During a period when homosexuality could end a successful career, Bernstein's bisexuality was widely discussed within artistic circles, but remained largely unspoken publicly. The source explains that his marriage to actress Felicia Montealegre reflected genuine love despite personal challenges. After separating from her in 1976, he returned when she was diagnosed with lung cancer, remaining by her side until her death in 1978. That heartbreaking experience profoundly affected the remainder of his life. Bernstein's legacy extends far beyond awards and unforgettable music. His story reflects remarkable artistic brilliance, enduring compassion, and extraordinary resilience, reminding us that even history's greatest cultural icons often carry deeply personal struggles hidden behind public admiration and lasting success. What does it take to transform a poor immigrant's son into one of Hollywood's brightest stars? For Tony Curtis, the journey demanded talent, determination, and the ability to reinvent himself completely. According to the source, Curtis was born Bernard Schwartz in 1925 to Hungarian Jewish immigrant parents and grew up in the Bronx during difficult economic times. After serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II, he entered Hollywood, where the studio system encouraged him to adopt a more marketable name, soften his accent, and embrace the image of the perfect American leading man. His charisma, striking looks, and memorable performances quickly made him one of the biggest stars of his generation. Behind that polished public image, however, the source describes a more complicated personal story. Throughout much of his career, rumors circulated about Curtis's private life, although he never publicly identified as bisexual. The source notes that, in later years, he acknowledged youthful experiences that contributed to decades of speculation without fully defining his identity. Ironically, one of his most celebrated performances came in Some Like It Hot, a groundbreaking comedy that playfully challenged traditional ideas about gender while entertaining audiences worldwide. The source also recounts his later struggle with cocaine addiction, before rebuilding his life and reflecting honestly on fame, family, and regret in his autobiography. Tony Curtis left behind far more than unforgettable films. His life reflects ambition, resilience, reinvention, and the complicated realities that often existed behind Hollywood's carefully crafted golden age image. How does someone become one of America's most beloved entertainers while keeping much of his private world hidden from public view? Danny Kaye accomplished exactly that through extraordinary talent, infectious energy, and genuine compassion. According to the source, born David Daniel Kaminsky in Brooklyn in 1911 to Ukrainian Jewish immigrant parents, he dazzled audiences with his remarkable comic timing, expressive performances, and astonishing ability to perform rapid-fire songs unlike anyone else of his era. Whether starring in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty or sharing the screen with Bing Crosby in White Christmas, Kaye became a symbol of warmth, humor, and family entertainment for generations of Americans. Beyond Hollywood, he also earned widespread admiration through years of humanitarian work as one of UNICEF's most recognizable ambassadors, advocating for children around the world. Despite his joyful public image, the source explains that persistent rumors surrounded Danny Kaye's private relationships throughout his career. Among them were long-standing speculations regarding his close friendship with British actor Sir Laurence Olivier. However, the source emphasizes that these stories were never publicly confirmed, reflecting an era when Hollywood carefully protected the private lives of its biggest stars. Throughout his long marriage to lyricist Sylvia Fine, Kaye maintained a reputation built on professionalism, generosity, and exceptional talent. When Danny Kaye died in 1987, he was remembered not only as an extraordinary entertainer, but also as a compassionate humanitarian. His enduring legacy continues to inspire, while many questions about his private life remain part of Hollywood's lasting folklore rather than established historical fact. How do you create some of Hollywood's most magical films while spending your own life avoiding unwanted public scrutiny? Vincente Minnelli achieved exactly that through extraordinary imagination and artistic vision. According to the source, born in Chicago in 1903 to a theatrical family, Minnelli began his career as a designer before moving behind the camera, where he transformed the American movie musical with breathtaking color, elegance, and emotional storytelling. Classics including Meet Me in St. Louis, An American in Paris, and Gigi showcased his remarkable ability to turn music, movement, and visual style into unforgettable cinematic experiences. His direction of Gigi earned him the Academy Award for Best Director, securing his place among Hollywood's greatest filmmakers. Behind his celebrated career, however, the source explains that Minnelli's refined manner and artistic personality fueled persistent speculation about his sexuality. It also emphasizes that these rumors were never publicly confirmed. His marriage to Judy Garland between 1945 and 1951 produced their daughter, Liza Minnelli, who would later become an entertainment legend herself. Although some biographers later questioned the nature of their relationship, the source notes that much of that discussion remains rooted in speculation rather than documented fact. Even after marrying 3 more times, Minnelli consistently protected his private life from public attention. When Vincente Minnelli died in 1986, audiences remembered him not for Hollywood gossip, but for the timeless beauty of his films. His extraordinary imagination, artistic excellence, and lasting influence continue inspiring filmmakers and movie lovers around the world today. How much are you willing to sacrifice to protect both your career and your deepest secret? Jerome Robbins spent his life answering that impossible question while revolutionizing American theater. According to the source, Robbins was born Jerome Wilson Rabinowitz in 1918 to Russian Jewish immigrant parents, and became one of the most influential choreographers and directors in Broadway history. By blending classical ballet with the energy of everyday American life, he created an entirely new style of storytelling through dance. His groundbreaking choreography for West Side Story captured the emotion and tension of New York streets, while Fiddler on the Roof honored the Jewish traditions that shaped his family's heritage. He later co-directed the 1961 film adaptation of West Side Story, which won 10 Academy Awards and secured its place among Hollywood's greatest musicals. Behind his extraordinary success, however, the source describes a life marked by fear and difficult choices. Robbins' homosexuality was widely known within the dance community, but carefully concealed from the public during a period when such revelations could destroy a career. The source also explains that, during the Red Scare in 1953, he testified before the House Un-American Activities Committee. Facing intense political pressure and fearing exposure of his private life, Robbins identified former colleagues, a decision that permanently damaged friendships and remained one of the most controversial chapters of his career. Jerome Robbins left behind a revolutionary artistic legacy defined by innovation, perfectionism, and unforgettable creativity. His remarkable achievements continue inspiring performers worldwide, while his personal story reminds us how fear, politics, and prejudice shaped even history's greatest creative minds. How do you become one of Hollywood's most respected directors while quietly guarding a part of yourself the world was not ready to accept? George Cukor mastered that delicate balance throughout one of the most distinguished careers in American cinema. According to the source, born in 1899 to Hungarian Jewish immigrant parents, Cukor earned a reputation for intelligence, elegance, and extraordinary skill behind the camera. Often called Hollywood's greatest women's director, he guided unforgettable performances from legendary actresses including Katharine Hepburn, Greta Garbo, Ingrid Bergman, and Judy Garland. His acclaimed films, such as The Philadelphia Story, Gaslight, and the Academy Award-winning My Fair Lady, remain enduring examples of sophisticated storytelling and cinematic craftsmanship. Away from the spotlight, however, the source explains that Cukor's homosexuality was widely understood within Hollywood's inner circle, but rarely discussed publicly during an era when such knowledge could threaten a successful career. The source also describes his famous Sunday afternoon gatherings, where many gay artists and close friends found a rare sense of comfort, acceptance, and community away from public attention. It further notes that he was replaced as director of Gone with the Wind in 1939 under circumstances that have remained the subject of debate for decades. While many explanations have been suggested, the source does not present a definitive conclusion. When George Cukor died in 1983, he left behind a remarkable cinematic legacy built on dignity, artistic excellence, and perseverance. His timeless films continue proving that true greatness is measured by lasting achievement rather than public recognition or enduring Hollywood rumors. What happens when a filmmaker refuses to tell safe stories and instead chooses honesty over comfort? John Schlesinger built his remarkable career by challenging audiences to confront realities that Hollywood often preferred to ignore. According to the source, born in London in 1926 to a Jewish family, Schlesinger became one of the defining directors of the late 1960s and 1970s. His films explored complex social issues with empathy and authenticity, earning widespread critical acclaim. In 1969, he directed Midnight Cowboy, a groundbreaking drama that won the Academy Award for Best Picture while earning him the Oscar for Best Director. The source notes that the film remains the only X-rated movie ever to receive the Academy's highest honor, reflecting both its artistic significance and its willingness to address difficult subjects. The source explains that early in his career, Schlesinger kept much of his private life away from public attention because many gay artists of his generation feared professional consequences. As society gradually changed, however, he became increasingly open about his long-term relationship with partner Michael Childers, with whom he shared more than 3 decades. The source also highlights Sunday, Bloody Sunday, describing it as one of the earliest mainstream English-language films to portray a tender romantic kiss between two men with dignity rather than sensationalism. John Schlesinger's legacy extends beyond awards and acclaimed films. His fearless storytelling, artistic integrity, and compassion helped expand Hollywood's understanding of human relationships, proving that honest cinema can challenge prejudice while inspiring generations of filmmakers and audiences alike. History remembers these remarkable artists for their extraordinary achievements, but their lives also reveal the personal sacrifices often hidden behind fame. Some stories are supported by documented evidence, while others remain subjects of speculation shaped by their era. Which life touched you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more fascinating Hollywood documentaries, and join us for another journey into cinema's unforgettable past.